Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJman777 here, welcoming you to part 2 of my Hypermode 100% run of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Last time, we were introduced to a couple characters at the Admiral Dane. We were introduced to an Aurora Unit 242, and then everything went to hell, and the Space Pirates attacked. And we ended up having to fight our way through the ship we landed on just to get a small briefing of what we had to do. And then the pirates attacked, and now we're here back at our ship, going to go defend the planet that the Galactic Federation has currently decided to put a planetary defense system on. And the Space Pirates, of course, are right now trying to disable that defense system. But before we get into that, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our donators over there on Patreon. Valentine Blaze, MickeyPhorGens, MaddiLeigh, Thomas, Eraisuithon Sotiri, and Liotos the Lotus for their continued support to the channel. And without further ado, let's get right into it and let us hop right into the ship. I do not need to save because I did technically at the end of the last episode when I found out it didn't corrupt, which is a good thing. So let us go immediately, ladies and gentlemen. We need to just fly straight out of here and go to the planet Norion, which you will see appears right on our map. Right now. There it is. Docking Hub Alpha on planet Norion. Also, I probably forgot to mention this, but Hypermode difficulty, enemies do approximately 5 times as much damage and have 3 times as much health as they normally would. So that is where the challenge of Hypermode is going to come in. And you will see that quite often throughout the entire series here, as we are landing onto the planet Norion. I cannot skip this cutscene because technically this is the game actually loading the planet, and loading the area itself that we need to go on to. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Objective number 1. We need to go right now.
Stand to, Samus. Our situation doesn't look good. The pirate attack has knocked out our generators and disabled the planetary defense system. This cannon was our only weapon capable of taking out orbiting ships. We need you and the other hunters to get the generators back online and restore power to the cannon so we can repulse this assault. I'm uploading the generator coordinates to you now. Good hunting.
This is technically their base, so they would know where the generator coordinates are. Unfortunately, there's so much resistance that the Galactic Federation troopers have their hands full and are sending the bounty hunters to do the work, which I'm totally cool with. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. Now we're going to see our little, our first thing of just a locked door mechanism here. We're just going to shoot all these very quickly. And we're actually, believe it or not, going to pick up an item that you normally wouldn't pick up super early in other Metroid Prime games, the Grapple Lasso. Not the Grapple Swing, the Grapple Lasso. This will only allow us to lasso enemies. This will not allow us to swing across things yet. Because they decided this game, the Grapple Beam needed not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 upgrades for the game. The Grapple Lasso being the first, which is going to get its use quite a bit throughout this game. And as we read this piece of lore here, Galactic Federation, AU 902. Subject is a native of Perigus, a moon planet of Best 3, known primarily for ice mining. The Perigusan ability to manipulate and generate ice has become handy in the subject's career as a bounty hunter. Intel suggests he enjoys hunting to the point where he keeps trophies from all the targets he successfully captured or killed in his career. Subject is proud, cocky, and arrogant, and considers himself without rivals in his fields. Who did we see that maybe has ice abilities as one of the bounty hunters? Well, we'll meet him very shortly. So, as we activate this elevator platform here, we're going to scan this, and we're going to do the pull, twist, push thing, because, you know, thanks, Nintendo. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's just get this elevator back online here, and we need to start successfully defending generators left and right here. I just love the one-to-one motion. It's so good. Alright. And then we're going to get met by a crawl tank immediately. I forgot he just appears in that hallway. There is going to be a space pirate there as well. With 2 more crawl tanks, I'm actually going to deal with the pirate first. He is the bigger threat. The crawl tanks just kind of take... If you hit the crawl tank dead on, they take 1 charge beam shot. And unfortunately, I am very inaccurate at the moment. There we go. I got him. Very inaccurate at the moment. So this is where the lasso is going to come into effect. You just kind of flick the nunchuck forward and back. Does a really nice job. As you can see, we've got a... yeah, numerous energy burns, energy source phase on. What I'm going to do, though... I cannot sneak under here yet. That is unfortunate. But I cannot even activate this yet. Security. Eliminate enemy presence in order to restore operation to the panels. So I could probably grapple this. There we go. And let's head on forward here as we are going to be met by... Yep, the arrow mines once again. Decently easy to take out. I cannot activate this panel yet. Can I? No, I can't. Still offline. We do have to eliminate all the enemies in the area, which I believe there's a second set of arrow mines. Yeah. Oh, that's a much bigger set of arrow mines. These things will constantly approach you, and you kind of have to deal with these things as fast as you can. They are not hard. They are not easy to deal with. They are pretty deadly. It is going to tell us just how to play this game a little bit, as we do need to use the nunchuck quite a bit for motion controls. Is that all the enemies? Because I want to activate this panel. I really want to activate this panel. Yes! There's a reason I'm activating this panel now. This will open up a little security path that we will use right now for a good reason. Because once we head down here, what it is going to do for us, it is going to allow us to pretty much fly through here. And the reason I'm going here now is so I don't have to do it later, where I would miss out on this upgrade and I would have to have an enemy to deal with while we went through this area. So right now I don't have any enemies to deal with while I do this, which is great. Oh, speaking of enemy I have to deal with, as he fires rockets at me constantly. Owie. We are going to have to deal with this guy relatively quick. As you can see, we get a free missile expansion for coming this way, which I wanted to come and pick up right away so I don't have to forget about it later. As you know, this is another 100% run of Metroid Prime. So I need to go right now so I don't die to that thing very quickly. All right, there we go. Missile expansion acquired. And if you're wondering what enemy that was, that is a Jolly Roger drone. So yes, that's what it's called. And as you can see, this is the generator door where all 3 generators are offline. We need to go activate them right now, though, by going through here and picking up another energy tank. That's right, 2 free energy tanks just kind of laying out in the middle of nowhere. So currently we have an energy capacity of 300, which is very respectable, as we need to roll through here as fast as you can, because as you notice, those things glow and then they electrocute you, or they push you into the electric field below, which no one wants to be pushed into the electric field below. I am actually going to charge up here. As you can see, the troopers are getting destroyed by space pirates shooting grenades here as he approaches me in a narrow hallway. You know, space pirates in a narrow hallway, it's never a good time. And we have our first example of a missile door here. Just, it's marked with the red shield, as you know, Metroid Prime games. And this will give us the map station of Norion. You have downloaded the map for this area. And it's going to show that this area is actually quite decent. Now, we won't actually be able to go to Generator B yet. And there's a reason we won't be able to go to Generator B, but I'll explain that later. Galactic Federation data file, Hunter Gore. Subject is a veteran of the Liberation War of Wotan 7. Only 6% of the subject's birth body remains. The rest The rest is state-of-the-art cyberware. Despite his career in heavy cybernetic modification, Subject is known for his high level of empathy and compassion. Gore is rather gentle and approaches situations logically, but is not the most skilled of fighters. Intel suggests he even has a sense of humor. Subject has often championed the weak, poor, and downtrodden, working for free or giving bounty money earned to the victims of his targets. And this is going to be Gondreda. Subject, Homeworld Unknown, possesses metamorphic abilities similar to the biomorphs of Jovia 12. Can assume the form and abilities of most living things, including bioforms considerably larger than the subject. Scans are unable to determine subject's age, but psych eval suggests a high degree of youthfulness. Intel suggests that the bounty hunting is akin to a sport for her, one she enjoys considerably. Subject perceives the veteran hunter Samus Aran as her chief rival, a rival she intends to surpass as soon as possible. I don't know. I'm a badass, alright? Samus Aran's a badass. I don't think you'll be surpassing Samus Aran anytime soon there, Gondreda. Good try, though. Nah, this thing I think will fall. Yeah, it does. So we have to blast this with missiles just to get this out of our way. I should have just blasted it with missiles the moment I knew it was going to fall down. We're going to have to roll under that so we don't get burned from the fire there. Ow, ow, ow. Totally forgot about that. So there are little mines sitting on the ground that, yeah. Totally forgot. I always get hit by that first set of mines. They're just kind of sitting there on the ground, and they're not very fun to deal with. So as we go out here, the door is going to lock on us. And we have 4 space pirates to deal with all at once here. I'm going to work on taking the drones out as soon as possible and using as much cover as I can to my advantage, knocking them off the edge of the platform, hopefully relatively quickly. As you notice, though, two of these space pirates, I believe, will have shields on them, which we will need to destroy relatively quickly. Oh yeah, actually, this is the shield pirate, isn't it? This is the standard pirate trooper, battle-ready, vicious, and crudely enhanced by Phazon. The Space Pirate military forces continue to use Phazon, including a new Phazon enhancement system. Basic armament includes assault rifle and energy scythe, both powered by Phazon. EMP grenades are often employed against power-armored foes. A new dash jet system provides increased mobility. So essentially, they have what is Samus's speed booster on their back, which is kind of cool. At the same time, and I'm actually going to blast some missiles at these pirates because it should take 2 missiles and a charge shot. I think it might just be 1 missile and a charge shot. We're about to find out. Bang. Bang. Unfortunately, they do seem to avoid missiles rather well in this game, as I am going to have to use my strafing abilities quite often here to try and deal with all these pirates. You can rip shields off enemies. So essentially, when a shield trooper activates his shield, which we will see momentarily, I can throw my nunchuck at it, rip it off, and then he proceeds to pull out his energy sword, which is pathetically easy to deal with. And of course, that was the jet dash system. Shield pirate militia. Essentially, they're the same thing as standard pirate militia, only they have shields. Die. I didn't kill him. Now he's dead. And of course, my least favorite enemy to deal with in this game, pirate arrow troopers, as we are going to go scan these guys. Arrow trooper. Jetpack provides aerial mobility. Homing attacks recommended. I hate these things. Arrow troopers are dangerous foes, but their lack of armor leaves them vulnerable to explosive blasts. A weakness also lies in the jetpack. Igniting it will allow the pack to be separated from the pilot. They use twin remote attack pods to engage targets. The attack pods are capable of using a particle cannon or a helix missile pod. They can tap into their Phazon power unit to warp from point to point. Really annoying enemies to deal with. I do not like the aerial pirates because they still suicide dive, which is pathetic and annoying to deal with, and I don't like it. But if you destroy their arrow pods, which you can do with enough damage, you can deal with the pirates relatively quickly. Of course, though, they eat a lot. They just eat a lot of health units and fire very powerful missiles. So getting rid of these guys is a pain, especially on Hypermode, where damage just comes at you so quickly. So you need to take a shot and strafe. Take a shot and strafe. That's how these pirates operate. That's how you need to fight these pirates. As you just be very careful fighting arrow troopers. I don't like them. I don't like them. They're very difficult to kill. Very difficult to kill. Oh, obliterated. Oh, there's another one? Oh. Oh, no, it's a ship. Alright, so if I scan this, this is a pirate ATC. Well-armored transport. Forward vent is vulnerable. The Space Pirate Armored Tactical Carrier, ATC, is surprisingly well-built and armored. A forward-mounted heat vent is the only vulnerable spot. Tri-beam cannons help the unit deal out damage while on missions as well. Designed for rapid transit to and from hot zones, the unit is not designed for long-term engagements. It has a relatively small fuel supply, a sacrifice made for heavier armament and armor. So, the front vent on these things is super weak. You can shoot the gun and disable the gun, but I personally like dealing with the vent, and yes, you do need to kill this thing, by the way. The game is not nice to you and makes you fight a very heavily armored transport ATC unit very early in the game. Now, these things are relatively powerful as well. Luckily, though, if you do enough damage to the heat vent, it does take a lot of damage very quickly by hitting the vent. So we are going to have to deal with this as fast as possible, as I am going to be using the strafe function quite a bit, and there it goes. If only I could kill pirates in 3 shots. That's my boy right there. Planet Phyrexis.
These pirates are more fragile than they appear. I just received word that the Federation is allowing all bounty hunters to use ship command devices. You should now be able to remotely command your ship and land it here. Don't forget to perform suit maintenance and data backup if you need. Generator A is just through those doors. While you head that way, I'll activate the generator on the west side. Between the two of us, this should be a breeze.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is Rundas. The coolest hunter. And my personal favorite hunter of the 3. I think it's everybody's favorite. So now we have this access to a new feature called Ship Command Devices, where we can access our ship pretty much at any point we want now, only if there's little landing pods around the area. This will provide pretty much very easy mobility to go from area to area in Metroid Prime 3. And it's very nice, especially when you want an energy and weapon refill like I do right now. As I need one pretty much all the time. We're just going to click enter ship here, and then we're going to exit the ship. This way it refills my health and ammo. Unfortunately, you do have to enter the ship and then exit the ship, and then just leave the ship right away and just click exit the ship, yes. And we are refilled on health and ammo once again. So we got to go right to Generator A now. Got it. These things can be a pain in the butt to deal with if you're not fast on the draw to kill them. That's why I always pretty much walk around with a charge beam in this game. It makes dealing with them super easy. Next, we have an example of just a code door, which, you know, is... You need to hit it 3 times and then rip off the shielding on it. It's like a grapple door. It's not that difficult to deal with at all. Gotta wait for a load trigger. As you can see, high arrow troopers and... Yeah, they weren't very nice. I got hit by that? I didn't know I could take damage from that. Alright, as we do need to activate this, we do have our Jolly Roger drones. These things are absolutely obnoxious. I have to wait for them to stop moving, and then we blast them. They're super annoying to deal with, and super fast-moving targets. Luckily, one missile does indeed take them out very quickly, but with them constantly rotating, you do need to kind of just wait for them to stop, as you do need to follow one as fast as possible here. Lock onto it, blast it with the missile. These are Jolly Roger drones, fastest moving drones of the space pirate fleet. You can also use one charge shot to pretty much take these guys out right away. So they are decently easy to deal with. It's landing the shots on them that becomes a pain in the butt when they move so very quickly. And so I have to wait for it, wait for you to stop. Boom. And there we go. that there is going to absolutely seal the deal for us, and we can get a little bit of health back here, which I'm not opposed to, because Hypermode, give me all the health, please. Like, all of it. I need all the health. It's very important that we get all of it. As we are going to activate Generator A. And you can see the explosive that the Space Pirates planted on it kind of just remains there, which I think is a really cool detail. So let's activate Generator A here. Objective complete.
Samus, are you reading me? Something big is happening up here. What in the name of...
Something coming out of a warp hole. Now, I know what it is, and I will explain it a bit later, and I will wait for the game to actually say what it is. But as you can tell, that thing is pretty much made of Phazon. That's all I'm going to say for now.
Samus is heading right at you. That's why the pirates disabled the defense system. They intend to smash this thing into Norion. Get that cannon back online, or everyone down there is as good as dead.
Load trigger! Space Pirates are like stormtroopers, but so are Galactic Federation troopers. They have terrible aim, except when he does this, to show off one of the new mechanics of the game.
All clear.
That is a PED Marine. Advanced Armor Suit is equipped with Phazon Enhancement Device. Federation has created a system that utilizes Phazon to increase the power of armor worn by GF Marines. While active, the Phazon unit enhances the attack and defense systems of the armor suit.
What the heck is that?
I just kind of wanted to show that off. And there's a reason I wanted to show that off, because unfortunately I am all out of time for that episode. But we have finally started our objective to get the cannon back online for Norion, and now the situation has become much more dire as something is looking to impact the planet. Will we stop it in time? Well, you're going to have to find that out in the next episode of Metroid Prime 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed Part 2 of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, and until then, this is CAJ Man 777. Signing off. Stay safe, everybody.